Hello and welcome to This Week in Campbell Football. I'm Chris Hainmeyer along with Campbell head football coach and former Carolina Panther Mike Minter. And as always, This Week in Campbell Football is powered by our friends at Dunn Benson Ford. Coach, a tough loss during homecoming. Your takeaways from that game versus Gardner-Webb?
Well, it was ugly. I mean, really was. I felt like we was very comparable to that football team, and we really didn't show up the way that we needed to show up. I felt from a defensive standpoint, when you have your quarterback out, you have two or three offensive linemen that's out. You know your offense is going to struggle, and it needs to be a defensive game. And we knew Gardner-Webb defense was really, really good, and so we had to show up, and we didn't do that. They got the ball first two drives, 2 touchdowns. Okay, now we come back and we answer. It's 13-7. We back in the ball game. But as soon as we give them the ball right back, they go right back and score again. And now it's 20-7, and it's like we can't stop them. Well, that momentum and that mindset on the other sideline start to say, oh, we good. And now you're fighting a battle that you don't want to be fighting. And so, anyway, our guys came out in the second half, and I thought they played, strong. They didn't give up. And so the players, I felt like, came to play. And I just felt like we just needed to be in some better positions to create some opportunities for ourselves on defense, and we wasn't able to do that. And so, you lose 35-7, and, that's not good enough, and we're not going to accept that. And our guys understand that whatever it takes for us to get to our goals this year, that's what we're going to do. And so we're going to go back to the drawing board and get ready for this next one.
And I know, Coach, part of that drawing board, a tough decision for you as you made a change at a defensive coordinator on your coaching staff.
Yes, Coach Cox, I can't say enough about him as a person, as a man, and what he's done for us over the 5.5 years that he was here. And, nothing but much respect for him and his ability to coordinate a defense. I just looked at the situation and said, what is wrong, what we need to fix as a football team and as an organization. If it was players, I would say it was players, and we need to go recruit better. I didn't feel like it was that. I felt like the offense, continue to get better, even with all the different changes. So, I just felt like the defense was, struggling all year long. It wasn't just the last 2 games, and the score sometimes make it look like that. But we was having these struggles, from Chawan to this week. We couldn't stop the run. I think that's what you got to do in football. You got to stop the run, and we couldn't do that, and we had to figure that out, and we haven't figured it out yet. So we got to make a move to get that fixed. And if that's, a coach, or if that's a scheme, if that's a new jolt or some new momentum going in with the defense, then that's what we got to do. It wasn't like the defense was playing terrible, but it's certain things that we have to get done in order to be successful in the Big South. And I felt like that was a move that we needed to make. And so, me and him talked, and just like I said, just a great friend of mine, but at the end of the day, I owe it to my football team to make decisions that's going to make us better, and I felt like that was it. And so we're going to go with Coach Glosser as the defensive coordinator, and he's going to step in, and he's going to do a great job. And I've seen him operate with the linebackers over the last 7 to 8 weeks as far as the season is concerned, and then also in training camp, because he came in like 2 days before training camp, and he had to take over a room that did not know him. He had to take over a room that was being taught another way, and he was able to do that and then elevate the play of the linebackers. And so I was very comfortable with his leadership style and his leadership skills. He's able to command a room. He's able to command the process. He's able to command the message that we want to get done. That's what you got to have. And so I felt like he was a a great guy to step in and make sure we get this, train on the right tracks as far as the defense is concerned.
Of course, getting on the right track, a big big challenge this week. You head to Kennesaw, Georgia to take on the #2 team in the country, Kennesaw State. They're the preseason favorites. They're the defending champs, and they have lived up to the billing so far.
Listen, they're a machine. You can't say too much about them as far as being any negatives because they don't have any. If you look at their football team, if you take them individually and you line them up with other football team individually, they'll lose. But, man, that ain't what football is all about. It's about collective 11 guys playing. And when they do that, it's a machine. It's a machine that's hard to stop. And our guys is going to have their work cut out for them on both sides of the ball because I think their defense is just as good as their offense, and that's normally not the case when you talk about, triple option offenses. Normally their defense is not that good, but they have done a great job of building the defense around their offense, and it makes it very difficult for teams to stay in the game with them because their defense is a defense that create opportunities. They coming from all different spots. They giving you all different coverages. They give you a 2. They'll give you a cover 3. They give you cover 1. All of a sudden they give you a cover 4, and all of a sudden they come in with a cover 0. All in the same drive, and they all, similar people. I mean, their defense, all of them look like the same guy running around there, and that makes it difficult for offense to operate and try to get a consistency in a drive when a defense is putting so much pressure on you, and the fact that their offenses continue to score. So now the other offense feel like they got to score to keep up with them. Or they just run away with it. And so I think Coach has done a great job with their program, building it the way he see that he needs to build a football program. They #2 in the country for a reason. It's real. And what I like for this opportunity is our guys to see what the elite programs look like, okay, because that's where we're going to be. And so you have to play that type of team to see what it's like so you can know what you need to do to get there.
And, Coach, you're very familiar with an option offense at the University of Nebraska. Of course, you were on the defensive side, but you saw that offense help you guys get to 2 straight national titles. So how the heck do you stop an option offense like that?
You hope they don't show up. That's what I mean. It's tough. I mean, when I was at Nebraska, look, we had a great defense too. So our battles, the best battles was Tuesday practice because it was ones against ones, and man, the offense couldn't get much because we knew what they were going to do and how they was going to do it, but we was built also to stop the offenses that can run the option because the Big 8 at that time was option football all over the Big 8, and so we was well trained in that. The problem is that we don't see that as much nowadays, and so you have 6 days to prepare your guys for that. Man, look, it's 6 months for us to be great at stopping the option, and we talking about do it in the 6 days. So it makes it very difficult to do that. It's not that you can't stop it. It's the fact that can you stop it for 65 times as it coming to you, and you get tired of getting cut down. They try to change the rule. You can't cut a man out to 5 yards. They didn't figure out a way to still get it done, and so it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a great challenge. We're looking forward to it, and we'll see what happens.
It'll happen this Saturday afternoon from Kennesaw, ESPN Plus, the place for video. We'll have live audio for you on 88.3 FM and also on GoCamels.com. For head coach Mike Minter, I'm Chris Hamar saying so long, and we'll talk to you next week on This Week in Campbell Football.